Let's see. Yeah, we got all the stamps. There's also these little things you can click on. But I guess we'll click on those after we finish Heaven's Feel, maybe? Anyway, let's get back to it. So, as it turns out, sparing Saber is not a good idea, so let's not do that. Let's stab her in the face. This time, probably a good idea. Blech. Give her a honorable death, even though it was kind of, I don't know. I mean, she's pretty powerful, so we needed to, 2v1 her, so it's kind of like, is it honorable? I don't know. Anyway. There's no hesitation. Holding her gaze, I bring down my heavy arm. Ow. There's no resistance. I end Saber's life with one blow. There were memories. There was the warmth of life. The warmth was always by my side. I kill her along with those memories. I search through my mind and throw them away to where I can't find them again. They'll never return. I'll never recall her now. Such a thing will never be forgiven. I chose this path. I killed someone else to save Sakura. Using my own hands, I killed someone who protected me until the very end. Neither regret nor confession will bring forgiveness. This is what it means to ally with someone. I'll keep sacrificing important things for the one I love. And on this path, there's nothing brilliant enough to make up for what I've lost. I'll search all my life for happiness that can measure up to what I've lost. I'll keep losing more than I gain, and I know I'll stop someday. But I'm going to take responsibility for stealing things away, even if I'm pathetic, comical, or meaningless. I don't know where I can find happiness, but I swear to myself that I'll never give up, even if I can't see the end. The weight of my dagger disappears. Silent to the end, the dark swordsman sinks into the black shadow, her eyes fixed on me. No last words? He's just dead. Oh well. Back to Rin, maybe? Yeah. Apparently she had the upper hand before Saber came in, so maybe this time Rin will defeat Sakura. The black wave closes in. Spreading its arms to block his prey's escape, it attacks as a tidal surge. Ew. It's shiny now. But the golden flash of light forbids the giant's existence. 6 already. Rin has cut down the endless barrage of dark curses. Nani? The surprised one is Mato Sakura, the master of the shadows. It's a natural reaction. Each of the black giants is a match for the noble phantasms wielded by servants. But Tosaka Rin, even one giant should be an avatar with inescapable death. But she has struck down 6 already. She killed every one of them with a single blow. And running up the cliff now, she eliminates the 7th one with one stroke of her dagger. Zweihanda, a two-handed sword. The gem sword blazes with light. The colorless blade emits 7 prismatic colors, extraordinary power surging from its core. It bathes the cavern in bright golden light. Destroying the last of the shadows in her way, Tosaka Rin reaches the top of the cliff. Mato Sakura stands before her. The black girl stares with surprise at her older sister's arrival. the sound of her voice, numerous shadows rise up. Their number is incomparable to before. Is it Sakura's impatience, or did the things behind her sense the risk to their master? The magical energy emitted against the mere human called Tosaka Rin is over 100 million in numerical value.
また大盤振る舞いね。教会の人間がいたらそっとするわよ。それだけの貯蔵量があれば、向こう100年は一部門を永続できるってね。それを切り伏せる姉さんは何ですか？私が引き出せる魔力は姉さんの何千倍です。姉さんには一人だって私を消す魔力なんてないのに、どうして？
Well, you see, they have this like OP magical item, you know, that's just murdering every one of your shadows. If you can clearly see that.
どうしても何も純粋な力勝負をしてるだけよ。私は呪いの解除なんてできない。単に影を作り上げているあなたの魔力を私の魔力で打ち消しているだけ。そんなの見てわからない？それが嘘だって言ってるんです。姉さんにはそれだけの魔力はない。いいえ、さっきから何度も放っている光はまるで
The greatest servant, the light of Saber's noble phantasm, Excalibur.
その剣ですか。考えられないけど、それはセーバーの宝具の力を真似ている。姉さんに残った微弱な魔力でも起動する影を殺すだけの限定武装。は？ちょっとそんなこともわからないの？あなた今まで何を習ってきたのよ、さくら。
Probably didn't teach her much except worms, you know? Worms, that's it. I don't think Grandpa was a very good teacher.
バカにしないで。だってそうでなくっちゃ説明が。説明も何もない。これはセイバーの宝剣のコピーでもないし、影殺しの魔剣でもない。これはね、さくら、遠坂に伝わる宝石剣でゼルレッジっていうの。ゼルレッジ？あ、切れた。ゼルレッジの名前も知らないのね。なんか説明するのもバカらしくなってきたけど、まあ要するにあなたの天敵よ。今のあなたは魂を永久期間にして魔力を生み出す第三魔法の出来損ない。そして私は無限に連なる平行世界を旅するじいさんの模造品、第二魔法のコピーキャットってこと。
コピーキャット。A flash from the blade. Light traces from the dagger's swing, obliterating Mato Sakura's guardian shadows. Not only that, light and heat, like those of a miniature Excalibur, sends rumbles through the cavern. It's a pure contest of magical energy. What kind of magic? No, sorcery was used. Tosaka Rin has a stock of magical energy equal to that of Mato Sakura.
近づくまでもないわね。こっちはこう見えても飛び道具だし、あんたは影に守られて出てこないし、どっちかの力が尽きるまで打ち合いをするのも悪くないわ。まあ、あんまり続けたら私たちより先にこの洞窟が崩れそうだけど。そんな打ち合いなんて、それも嘘です。姉さんにはもうこれっぽっちも魔力なんて残っていない。その剣が何であれ、もう次の攻撃なんてできないはず。そうならやってみましょう。いいからかかってきなさい、さくら。あなたが何をしてきても私には届かない。荒領事だけど、まあ授業料って思って諦めるのね。ちょっと強くなったからってわがまま放題したこと後悔させてあげるから。
It's kind of funny. I don't know. Because Rin is obviously very dominant in this battle right now. But you imagine the other timeline, she was defeated and, you know, tortured for all of eternity, so...
まだです。エス・デフィールドマインハーテンシュリーストアリスエーステスバイテラントフェアシュビンデン
Mato Sakura cannot understand what's happening. Now she summons the shadows out of fear, but a sword of light mercilessly eliminates them. Mato Sakura is frightened and confused. That's why she doesn't notice the sweat on Tosuka Rin's forehead. The high cost of using the gem sword, which shreds the muscles in her arm with each swing.
ストックに感謝負けないんだけど、私の体がどこまで持つか。
Light purges the attacking shadows, but the powers are not equal. Tosuka Rin and Mato Sakura, the difference in the power is still the same. Mato Sakura's stock of magical energy reaches 1 trillion. As it cannot be used within a lifetime, it can call an infinite supply.
私は誰よりも強くなった。もう誰にも叱られなくなった。なのにどうしていきなりそんな都合よく私に追いつくんですか。それが間違いだっていうのよ。いくらデタラメな貯蔵があったってそれを使うのは術者でしょ。わかる？どんなに水があったって外に出す量は蛇口の大きさに左右される。マトウサクラっていう魔術回路の瞬間放出量は1000弱なら、どんなに貯蔵があっても一度に放出できる魔力は私とさして変わらない。だから私が用意するのはあんたと同じ貯蔵量じゃなく、毎回1000程度の魔力でいい。そんなバカみたいに肥大した魔力なんて持っていても宝の持ち腐れよ。
The line of light is swung. If 1,000 light is smashed against 1,000 shadows, the powers will certainly cancel each other. But Tosuka Rin's magical energy doesn't even reach 100. The contradiction. It doesn't need to be said that her sword creates the competition that should not be possible. The sword of light that releases 1,000 units of magical energy with each attack, and replenishes even more. Is not using Tosuka Rin's magical energy. He's merely collecting the mana saturating this cavern and releasing it through the gem sword. Old is the energy within a magus, while mana is the energy within the air. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, they mentioned it before, old. They only mentioned it in the very beginning, you know? But yeah, old is like energy you can use as yourself, and mana is like the environment, I guess. It's self-evident which is stronger. Yeah, okay, so that's why. Okay. What the reason why she can be destroying all of these shadows is because the gem sword is absorbing the energy surrounding the area more so than just using it herself, like her actual energy from her own body. As Ren is inferior to excuse. There's some water. As Rin is inferior to Sakura, the only thing that she can rely on is the mana in the air. True, the mana in this cavern reaches 1,000. It would only be once, but with the mana's help, she will be able to eliminate a giant. But there'll be nothing left after that. Air holds a finite amount of power. Just as with humans, when the mana runs out, it takes a long time to be replenished. Tosuka Rin can only oppose Mato Sakura once in this world. But, that being the case, consider for a moment. What if another cavern existed here? That would mean she could oppose her enemy one more time. And what happens if something can make that if into reality? Parallel worlds. What will happen if one can open a hole into a parallel world and pull out the unused mana from the cavern there? Okay, so I guess, yeah, Zelric or whatever, he's like the magus of parallel dimensions, and I guess the sword draws mana from infinite parallel dimensions is what it is, so in a way, it's like also infinite mana. That's kind of OP.
その歪み聖杯と同じ。まさか姉さん。そうよそから魔力を引っ張ってるのはあんただけじゃないけど、勘違いしないでよね。私のはそんな無駄に増えたものじゃない。私はあくまで並行して存在するここから魔力を拝借してるだけ。
I wonder though, like, in a way though, what happens if you use mana in a timeline where Rin is also there with a gem sword? So what happens if you use mana there and steal mana from that area? But then, I guess if she has a gem sword, she'll just steal the mana from another infinite, you know, parallel world. I guess, I don't know, it's kind of weird. If the parallel worlds are infinite, there is infinite mana no matter what. I guess there's also timelines where, for example, Tosca's already dead, so you might as well just use up the mana in that parallel world too. I don't know.
合わせ鏡に映った無限の平行世界から毎回一戦ずつ魔力を集めて力任せに切り払ってるのよ。
Because I'm wondering, like, again, like, initially I thought, like, you know, what happens if Rin draws mana from another parallel world? Well, it's the same Rin with the gem sword as well. You know, she won't be able to use the gem sword, right? But then again, yeah, she'll just use the gem sword to just draw mana from another parallel world because it's infinite anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because what if, you know, the fact that she's drawing mana from parallel world, does it like doom that particular parallel world? I guess as long as the other parallel world has Tosca Rin with the gem sword, it wouldn't matter, you know. But the only time it does matter is if Rin doesn't have the gem sword, I guess. The girl drawing a massive supply from the Great Holy Grail gasps.
そんなデタラメ。分かったさくら。そっちが無尽蔵ならこっちは無制限ってこと。
Gem Sword Zelric. It's a miracle that makes a path in between infinite parallel worlds. That's the sword's only ability. The equipment that creates a small opening too small for humans to pass and looks into another possible world. The dagger has no function to amplify magical energy, nor does it have the power to create energy when swung. Okay. But its sole ability is enough. She merely needs to pull unused magical energy from the next cavern after she uses up the energy in this one. She can move on to the next one after that. The next after next after next after next after next after next after the next after next, the next after next after next after next. There's no end to the parallel worlds. The possibility of opposite mirrors are infinite, therefore limitless. Even if Rin's capacity is only 1,000, it doesn't matter. An inexhaustible supply and an infinite supply. Because the powers of the magic circuits are equal, the two magi are equal. Another rumbling echoes through space. Rin's gem sword not only destroys the shadows, its excessive force slowly brings the cavern towards its collapse. Okay, so this is why, yeah, that's why there's so much rumbling every time. Because actually Rin is like winning the battle, it turns out. When that happens, the altar in the Great Holy Grail will be destroyed as well. Mato Sakura will lose if she continues fighting. Even if she attacks until Tosca Rin tires, the room will cave in shortly thereafter. The shadows stop. She must finally understand the origin of her enemy's power. Gasping for breath, Sakura glares at her older sister.
何度やっても同じよ、さくら。あなたが手に入れた力なんてその程度。舞い上がってた頭もこれで少しは冷えたでしょ。ふざけないで。そんなの不公平です、姉さん。姉さんばっかり。どうして？
The battle continues. Mato Sakura keeps screaming even though she knows it's useless and that she's pushing herself into a corner. Along with the grudge she kept inside for a long, long time.
そうです。 私は姉さんが羨ましかった。遠坂の家に残っていつも輝いていて、苦労なんて一つも知らずに育った遠坂凛が憎らしかった。だから勝ちたかった。一度くらい、一度でいいから姉さんにすごいって褒めてほしかったのに。なのにどうしてそんなことも許してくれないんですか。
The older sister slashes away the oncoming shadow. Gritting her teeth, she catches a glimpse of her sister's mind.
どうしてですか。私は違ったのに。同じ姉妹で同じ家に生まれたのに、私には何もなかった。あんな暗い虫蔵に押し込まれて、毎日毎日おもちゃみたいに扱われてた。人間らしい暮らしも優しい言葉もかけられたことはなかった。
The hatred. The hatred is not directed at her older sister, but
死にかけたことなんて毎日だった。死にたくなって鏡を見るのなんて毎日だった。でも死ぬのは怖くて、一人で消えるなんて嫌だった。だって私にはお姉さんがいるって聞かされてた。私は遠坂の子だからお姉さんが助けに来てくれるんだってずっと信じていたのに。
aww. And she never did.
姉さんは来てくれなかった。私のことなんて知らずにいつも綺麗なまま笑ってた。惨めな私のことなんて気にせず遠坂の家で幸せに暮らしていた。
I mean, it wasn't all happy, but you know, probably isn't as bad as like worms, you know. So fair enough.
どうしてですか。同じ姉妹なのに、同じ人間なのに、どうして姉さんだけそんなに笑っていられるんです。
Her hatred isn't directed at her older sister. It's a blind plea to herself and the world.
人間をやめたって当然です。私はもうずっと前から人間扱いされてこなかった。目も髪も姉さんとは変わっていって、細胞の隅々までマキリの魔術師になるよう変えられた。11年です姉さん。マキリの教えは鍛錬なんてものじゃなかった。あの人たちは私の頭の良さなんて期待してなかった。体に直接刻んで、ただ魔術を使うだけの道具に仕立て上げた。苦痛を与えれば与えるほどいい道具になるって笑うんです。そのうち食事にも毒を盛られて、ご飯を食べることは怖くて痛いことでしかなくなった。
You know, maybe that's why she likes cooking her own food. You know, because she's paranoid about poison. That's why.
虫小屋に放り込まれれば、ただ息を吸うことさえおじい様の許しが必要だった。
She's crying. Marin slashes away the shadows without a word.
どうかしてますよね。でも痛くて痛くて、やめてくださいって懇願すればするほど、あの人たちは私に手を加えていった。だから姉さんみたいに頭も良くない。何でもできるわけじゃない。私にできることは、こうやって自分の痛みをぶつけることだけです。
Yeah, it makes sense, you know, being able to be like a, you know, like a, how do you say, like a very talented magus in the first place is having the opportunity, right? And Sakura was never given that opportunity in the first place. Her wounded soul, her irreparable body, and
けど、それって私のせいですか。 私をこういう風にしたのはおじいさまで、マトウに売り渡したお父さんで、助けに来てくれなかった姉さんじゃない。私だって好きでこんな化け物になったんじゃない。みんなが私を追い詰めるからこうなるしかなかったのに。
But
だからどうしたっていうのそれ。
oh, Tosaka Rin. He doesn't feel for her at all. Not a single word of sympathy.
そういうこともあるでしょう。泣き言を言ったところで何が変わるわけでもないし、化け物になったのならそれはそれでいいんじゃない？だって今は痛くないんでしょあんた。
Cruel approval. The girl's cry did go a bit too far, but they were just asking for warmth. Rin denied it. She says it's right to be a monster, saying it's because she was weak. Her always perfect sister tells her the hard truth.
姉さんがそんなだから。
The shadows boil up. The girl who only seconds ago was about to abandon the fight under the pressure from her sister gives form to her curse and her despair.
そう。じゃあ私からも一つだけ言っておくわ。私、苦しいと思ったことは一度もなかった。大抵のことはさらっと受け流せてたし、どんなことだってうまくこなせた。だからあんたみたいに追い込まれることもなかったし、追い込まれる人間の悩みなんて興味なかった。そういう性格なのよ、私。あんまり他人の痛みがわからないの。だから正直に言えば、さくらがどんな辛い思いをして、どんなにひどい日々を送ってきたかはわからない。悪いけど、理解しようとも思わないわ。
Concise words. She's not lying. She just tells her younger sister the truth.
けどさくら、そんな無神経な人間でもね、私は自分が恵まれているなんて一度も思えたことはなかったけど。
She looks straight at her. She stares back at Mato Sakura with all emotion contained in her words. She cannot understand. What did this just say? I wasn't blessed either? Hatred dyes her brain red. She must be fooling around, saying such convenient things now. Shut up.
今さら恵まれていなかったですって。
She's about to lose her mind. She's about to break down. Her sister has never looked at her. She showed off her great talent and happiness. Shut up.
よくもそんな。
She never liked or hated me, who wanted everything from her but received nothing. It says she's still pure and clean. Shut up, Nissan. I won't forgive you. Okay, I guess we're from the perspective of Sakura for some reason?
足りない。そんな言葉聞きたくない。そんな言い訳なんて聞かない。私は姉さんだってもう。
Don't need you anymore, the girl screams, as if denying her inner darkness. That's the last resistance Tosuka Rin can manage. She makes the decision she's been postponing. She wanted to wait for Emiyashiro as long as she could, but she can't postpone it any longer. No. First of all, it was a mistake to entrust Shiro with their problem. It's Tosuka Rin's weakness against Mato Sakura.
Sakura?
Rin calls out to her calmly, as if saying hello. At that instant, Tosuka Rin finishes the battle.
Sakura?
Hmm? Weapon screen updated? Is it about the Zeldic gem sword or whatever? Yeah, gem sword. Hey! Ability of sorcery. Cannot open doors. Allows a degree of intervention, showing magical energy. Kaleidoscopic appearance of its polyhedral structure. My kaleidoscope is Zorik's nickname. A very good craft essence. She calls out and throws it. Her strongest weapon. She throws the sorcerer's inheritance. The whole cavern is filled with light. Explosion! In the act of its own destruction, the miraculous gem sword erases all shadows. Okay, she, I guess, threw it and exploded it. You know, it's similar to like a broken phantasm. You know, that's what Archer does all the time. She runs. She runs straight at Mato Sakura. Sakura can't move, wincing from the light. No matter how much power she has, she's still inexperienced in battle. So it's easy to beat her once she sets her mind to it. Tosaka Rin quickly closes in. As she runs, she grasps another dagger hidden behind her back. Sakura can't react. It seems she's realized she's going to be killed, but it's too late. She's got her. She thrusts the dagger to finish her off. And realizes her own defeat. Nani? I'm dead. She understands that the dagger will pierce her heart before she can dodge it. Her body tries to counterattack, but it won't make it in time. There's no fear. She's used to being hurt by others, and she thinks it's natural that Rin is the one doing it. But she doesn't like getting hurt, and dying scares her, so she closes her eyes. She sighs with relief. After all, once she dies, the pain will end. There's no pain, and the end doesn't come. Warmth fills her instead. The instant she realizes what it is, Mato Sakura regains her sight. There's blood. Warm human blood flowing from the stomach. The blood's flowing out of her older sister, whose arms are firmly wrapped around her. The girl asks why. Rin was definitely faster. She could have killed her, but she stopped her dagger at the last second. A faint voice. It's the voice she always dreamed of. The voice of Tosaka Rin that's relentless, but warm and kind. Rin thinks to herself, it's nothing special. She just realized when it counted the most. Right when she saw Sakura up close, she realized she couldn't kill her. She's dumbfounded. Her foolishness must be absolute if she doesn't realize it until the very last moment. She should have realized it earlier. But Rin's convinced that it can't be helped.
でもしょうがないわよね。私、だらしのないやつを見てるとほっとけないしさ。きちんとした仕組みが大好きだから、頑張ってるやつには頑張った分だけ報酬がないと我慢ならないし。
And first of all,
さくらのことが好きだし、いつも見ていたし、いつも笑っていてほしかったし。私が辛ければ辛いほどあんたは楽できてるんだって信じたかった。それだけで苦しいなんて思う暇すらなかったんだから。
She embraces Sakura with love, a once-in-a-lifetime embrace between sisters. She softly embraces her sister, who pierced her stomach, and holds her there like a treasure. Her warmth fades. There's no complaint. Tosaka Rin regrets not her death, but her inability to save her sister.
ごめんね。こういう勝手な姉貴で。それと、ありがとう。そのリボン、ずっとつけていてくれて、嬉しかった。
She crumples to the altar like a falling red flower. The weight disappears. It only lasted for an instant, Her older sister disappears along with the warmth.
けどねさくら、そんな無神経な人間でもね、私は自分が恵まれているなんて一度も。
What kind of loneliness is contained in Sakura's words? Her agony for her alone. Nobody else can understand or relieve her. There's no such hypocrisy. And at the same time, though the girl she admired felt a loneliness nobody could understand. What would happen then? She was her ideal, someone brimming with confidence, who had everything she wanted. What if her older sister were always bound by something just like her? Then, the one that's weak, the one at fault isn't her world, but her, the coward who couldn't look up. And there were people who clumsily loved her. Where did she go wrong? She had everything. Everything she wanted was actually right there in front of her. They loved her and embraced her so kindly, but she destroyed it all herself. Zitsubo! Her hands are still frozen in place, trying to hug someone who's no longer there. The girl, wet with her beloved sister's blood, starts to strongly curse herself. Well, I guess Rin dies either way. I hear sounds. A rumbling shakes the cave. The light and sound are still far off, but the cavern's creaking and trembling. Is it a distant thunder? Suddenly I realize that I can't recall when I've ever heard distant thunder. The dagger in my hand crumbles away as Saber disappears. It must be because I eliminated a servant, a strong familiar. The Azov sword Tosaka created with all her magical energy crumbles away without a trace. I tighten the restraint in my left arm. I've used up most of the magical energy. What's left in Archer's arm and myself. I should be able to do more if I combine them, but I can only manage one more projection. I won't be able to suppress Archer's armor after that. Okay, this is the same dialogue, actually. Hey, Ryder. Are you okay? That's right, what happened to her? I get up. My body's stiff and rigid. It feels like my joints have turned into steel. I could probably repel bullets now. I can't walk well. I walk. Blood comes out. I pretend not to notice. It feels like a metal pipe's protruding from my leg, but I can't manage to walk if I grit my teeth. Something's making a sound in the distance. Sounds like something I heard a lot as a kid. It's probably still ingrained in my childhood memories. One gets curious about a lot of things as a kid. I walk to the wall Ryder smashed into. She's still there, but she's covered in wounds, with her magical energy almost completely depleted. She shouldn't be able to move for a while. I should have had rest. I murmur to Ryder and start walking. Oh, she's conscious. Unable to stand, she watches me in a daze. Ryder doesn't push herself. She knows she should start moving after she heals instead of pushing herself now. I can depend on her because she actually thinks ahead, unlike me. The rumblings are coming at shorter intervals now. There's no time to waste. I drag my wounded body and follow after Tosaka. We're still kind of like a tin man, you know? I'm breathing hard. I lean against the wall as I walk. I'm not making bad progress. My body's stiff, but it's nothing once I get used to it. Something comes out of my mouth. I wipe it away and pretend nothing happened. Don't worry about it. Nothing. Totally not blood from my internal organs bleeding into death. My thigh muscle goes numb and I almost fall. It's just a little numbness. My pants leg is ripped from inside and I can see a gaping wound. Desperately, I look away and walk on. I'm almost there. Warm wind hits my body. Ikuzo. I slap my cheeks and start running. I burst out of the darkness. The familiar deserted land fills my vision. No, this isn't something I've seen. That thing didn't exist in Ilya's memory. The main cause of this ridiculous war. The guy who took Sakura from me. Pressure and unpleasantness hit my whole body. The breathing of life tells me it's about to hatch. A flash of light and a rumble. The light came from the top of the cliff, wreaking havoc on the cavern. I don't know what's going on, but such flashy things can only come from Tosaka. Then that means... The distorted embryo looks at me, even though it has no eyes. There's no mistake about it. He wants to come out right this second, maybe because he doesn't like how Tosaka's raging around. But his body's not ready yet. His placenta is inside of that black pillar. He can't come out until his body is completely formed. He's impatient because Tosaka's about to destroy the womb itself, and that's why he wants his body completed, even if it may be hurriedly built. He wants to be summoned into this world as a servant with a body. I run. A desperate clash of light and shadow. Once I'm close enough to tell that it's the battle between Tosaka and Sakura, this is happening, during their battle, the time in this cavern stops. I can only think of one possible cause of the great light. Nessa. With a childish cry, the world starts to quake. This isn't the destruction of the cavern walls by the light. This is destruction on a more fundamental level. The cavern is shaking because the giant shadow is trying to come out. A chill runs up my spine. I get a bad feeling. Hearing Sakura's cry, I imagine the worst possible outcomes. I run. Panting frantically, I scramble up the cliff on all fours. The tremor doesn't stop. I hear a large boulder crash to the ground somewhere in the cavern. I don't care what's happening behind me. I run in desperation, covering myself in dirt. And my eyes are seared with the fact that I was too late. Tosaka. The ground's shaking. I can't see Tosaka's face since she's lying face down. She looks like a large flower, fallen from its stem. At least this time she wasn't eaten. I raise my face, backing away from Tosaka's blood-soaked body, as if fleeing is... Sakura, cursing her own existence. Sakura. Huh?
私殺しちゃった。あんなに大切にしてくれてたのに。私姉さんを殺しちゃった。
She looks different. She's being wrapped around in the weird bandaged mummy thing. She looks like turning into a mummy. I don't know. Of course, her weird like aura thing. I don't know. Sakura's voice isn't directed at me. She's rejecting everything. Her own body, covered in Tosaka's blood, her darkened self, The pillar connected to her. She's cursing everything with all her might.
私バカでした。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。こんなの辛いだけだった。ダメだって、負けるなって姉さんはずっと言ってくれてたのに、私バカだからわからなくて、先輩が信じてくれたのに裏切ってばっかりで。
The shadows binding Sakura. The black command spell is binding Sakura's body.
やだ、もうやめなくちゃ。でも踊れなくてダメ。やだ、もうこんなのはやだ。
She's refusing it. Sakura's refusing the shadow. She's hating herself, refusing the temptations from the shadow and trying to kill herself. But she can't. Sakura is necessary as a host for the shadow. It won't allow her to take her own life. Sakura's being torn apart by both the shadow and her own guilty conscience. So Tosaka won. Sakura regained her sanity. Tosaka chose her sister's life in the very end. Sakura's Sakura. Her heart doesn't change, no matter how much the shadow swallows her. I'm the one who made her like that. This would never have happened if I hadn't gone scared back then and scolded her. I run to Tosaka. She's still breathing. It's too early to give up.
Tosaka は死んでいない。そうだ、死んでいない。まだ助かる。いや、どうあっても助けるんだ。俺とお前で助けなくちゃいけないんだ。そうだろ、さくら。
Light returns to her eyes. The restraint of the shadow loosens a bit. Her eyes focusing on us, Sakura finally sighs with relief. And frantically tries to control herself. Covering Tosaka's body with my own, I receive the shadow's blow on my back. The shadows come up behind Sakura. Damn it. He's not alive yet, but his sense of danger is first class?
往生際が悪いガキの仕業だ。桜を取られたくないってダダをこね始めやがった。待ってろ。すぐにぶん殴って桜から引き剥がしてやる。
I start walking towards Sakura. The shadow grazes my cheek. It should have cut through my neck, but Sakura's scream made it miss. Clutching at herself, Sakura fights against it. Instead of disappearing, the shadows keep increasing in number. She's crying. Sakura's crying. It's not because of the pain of the shadow swallowing her. She's crying from frustration because she can't suppress herself. Another step. The shadow's lance grazes my cheek. Another step. I put my right hand on my left shoulder.
どうして逃げてください絶対姉さんを連れて逃げて私のことなんて忘れていいですちゃんとここで死にますから一人でもちゃんと死にますから私はこれ以上先輩に見られたくない
The shadow's pressure gets stronger with each step. My advance is hurting Sakura's body and mind.
どうして言うこと聞いてくれないんですか先輩がそれ以上近寄るなら私だって我慢しません先輩に殺される前に私が先輩を殺しちゃうんだから
どうしても何もない。さくらをここから連れ出して遠坂を助ける。さっきそう言っただろうさくら。
まだそんなことを言ってるんですか先輩は。やめてください私は助かりません。いいえ助かっちゃいけないんです。私は生きてちゃいけない人間だった。
Another step. The shadow hits my stomach. It didn't pierce me, it's just a strike. Sakura's intentionally trying to push me away.
ほら見たでしょ先輩私はこういう人間なんです。今さら外には戻れないしこの子も私を離してくれない。それにもし戻れたところで私いっぱい人を殺しました。何人も殺して兄さんも殺しておじい様も殺して姉さんも殺してしまった。
Well, Nesan isn't dead yet, so don't count her out yet.
そんな人間にどうしろって言うんです。奪ってしまったものは返せない。私は多くの人を殺しました。それでも生きていけって言うんですか先輩は。
I see. If you can't back out now, he's trapped by crimes you can't atone for. There's no salvation. Even if it wasn't Sakura's will, those actions will haunt her forever. Even if she's released from the shadow, the darkness will remain within her. But
当然だろう。奪ったからには責任を果たせさくら。
I released the restraint on my left arm. The last time, I removed the red cloth that barely kept me alive. I feel faint. I have to go forward before I disappear. There are things I have to tell her.
そうだ。罪の所在も罰の重さも俺には分からない。
The shadows lance toward my chest, shoulder, left leg, and stomach. Clank. The shadows don't pierce me but slide off with a spark.
けど守る。これから桜に問われる全てのことから桜を守るよ。たとえそれが偽善でも好きな相手を守り通すことをずっと理想に生きてきたんだから。
I move forward. Sakura's right in front of me now.
嘘先輩体
Trace on. I only think about one thing. I use every last ounce of my remaining magical energy for its projection. Oh, that's... Oh, okay. The last projection. I raise the dagger that breaks all contracts. I can't see her face clearly. I hear her gasp. Then, with a yes, Sakura holds out her chest, hoping this will be her punishment. And I thrust it into her heart with a single breath. Load. She's released. The black command spell cloaking her body disappears. A contract breaker, a noble phantasm that nullifies all magic and negates the contract of a servant. Without taking Sakura's life, it destroys the contract that bound her. Rule breaker! My vision isn't continuous. Sakura's alive. I don't know if it's a reaction from being released, but she's lying on the ground like she's sleeping. Tosaka will make it too. She's not bleeding anymore. She has a legitimate magic crest. The crest is the crystallization of Tosaka's family magic. It won't let their successor die even if she's unconscious. People won't die if they are killed. No. The cavern is shaking. Anger Mayu. A ridiculous curse called All Evils the World is writhing. Damn. Even after losing its host, the Black Shadow hasn't disappeared. It has grown too large. It can come out without Sakura's help. It will emerge so long as the Great Holy Grail still exists. I'll destroy it. I'll destroy the giant magic circle and the shadow along with it. Anger Mayu's fetal activity is slowly destroying the cavern. But I don't think it'll die even if the cavern collapses. I have to destroy that thing here and now. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. I'll go as near as I can and attack it with great force. Anger Mayu can't move as long as it's in the black fire. I'll cleave it in two before he can emerge. If there's anything capable of such a feat, it's the greatest noble phantasm I know of. My breathing stopped for a moment. There's about 100 meters to Anger Mayu. It's fine. I can walk this distance. It's just one more time. One last projection and it's all over. It's fine. I'll be able to do it. I'll finish this off. Take the two of them above ground and...
Shiro, 聞こえていますか?
Someone taps my shoulder. Who is this? She can't possibly be a stranger. I know her. She looks dangerous, but I remember that she's trustworthy.
助かった。遠坂と桜を連れて外に出られるか?
Shiro?
The long-haired woman stares at me for a few seconds.
それで、あなたは?
あれを閉じてから行く。すぐ終わるだろうけど、遠坂のキスは一刻を争う。桜だって、ここにいたらあいつの影響を受けるだろう。アンリマユとやらは、懲りずに桜をマスターにするかもしれない。
承知しました。桜とリンは私が運びます。安心してください。それだけの体力は回復してきたつもりです。
Yeah, she would be the best person because she's really fast, so.
頼む。なんとか二人を連れて外に出てくれ。洞窟、崩れ出してるだろ。くそ。あんたの足なら、あんな落盤なんて問題じゃない。
We've even forgotten her name. We have used like all the maximum projections we can use.
では、二人を安全な場所に運び次第、迎えに来ます。
ああ、それは頼もしいんだけど、二人の手当てを優先してくれ。 任せられるのはあんたしかいない。こっちはこっちでとっとと逃げるから遠坂を直してやってくれ。そいつがいないとさくらは幸せになれない。
I don't think this woman has any ability to heal people, but I still have to entrust her with Tosaka's life.
必ず。ですがシロ、それはあなたも同じです。さくらにはあなたとリンが必要です。それを肝に銘じておきなさい。私もさくらを支えるのはあなたでなければ納得できませんから。急ぎます。ご分を。
The woman in black picks them up with ease and runs down the cliff. Weaving between the falling rocks, she hurries to the exit. I don't have time to worry about them now. They'll be safe if I let her take care of them. So, now I just need to take care of one more thing. My consciousness is breaking apart. A mere 100 meters becomes an impossibly vast expanse. It's only a matter of time before the cavern collapses. The ceiling is crumbling down and the ground is becoming a pile of rubble. My joints are stiff. It hurts to bend my limbs. My nerves are hot. Hundreds of blades are growing out of my body. An inescapable death by skewering. I am the bone of my sword. I already knew that. The time bomb was activated when I used projection. This end has already been determined. I'm crumbling apart. I'll shatter if I continue. I'll shatter to pieces, like so many rocks on the ground. I'll still make it. My body's dying, but I won't lose myself for about a day if I stop now. Only a day's worth of life prolongation. But right now I would love to have something so insignificant. Just a day, an hour, or even a minute. If I can live, I want to stay here as long as I can, no matter how miserable it may be. A crack. Not outside, but inside. The nucleus accumbens in my cerebrum breaks. The part that administers the principle of behavior, the linkage to pleasure. The most important part of life. Life is a pursuit of pleasure. Without it, humans would become beasts. It's not convenient. I still want it. I want to keep my memory for as long as I can. But it's disintegrating. The pain of loss doesn't stop the memories from fading. I disappear the more I walk on. I won't make it. Even if I do make it there, I probably won't remember what I need to do. So I should stop here and wait for help. But somewhere outside my body, there is a big reason. Yeah, let's go cherry blossom viewing. I have to fulfill my role. Time has stopped once again. There's no pain. I'm taking a whole day to make just one step. I forget how to breathe. There's no pain. I couldn't breathe if I had all day to do it. I lose the meaning. What was pain? Organic matter turns into inorganic substance. I managed to keep myself. I reach out for the wall to keep from falling. All the shards of my existence are gathered onto a tiny foothold. There's no way it will support me. The foothold breaks. There's no principle of behavior. There's no meaning of behavior. There's no meaning of existence. I don't feel any fear. The meaning behind my existence disappears. I'm not alive anymore. My arms won't move for any reason. Words come out of my mouth. There's something still remaining even after language. Neopallium and cerebrum are lost. Just biology, y'all know. The body dies, but the soul remains. Spinning the 8 verses, the load transmits from the body to the soul, and more meaning is... And Emiyashiro dies. The standing figure is no different from a machine. It's programmed to swing the sword, but it's a corpse with no desire to move. But even without human intelligence, there are machines that weave many dreams in this world. There was a promise. Once winter's over, when it's spring, a recitation of words without meaning. A small hope that I remembered until the very end. Epilogue. What happened? Did Emiyashiro, did he die? He sacrificed all of himself to stop all the evils of the world? Maybe he's just completely fine. I don't know. Maybe he's just completely fine. We'll see, I guess.